Fix my fucking hair. So, I just wanted to get on here real quick and talk about something that's important to me. It has nothing to do with exploring or lifestyle, turning up, none of that. Something that's near and dear to my heart is abuse, domestic abuse, specifically because it's around that time for that holiday, domestic abuse holiday, whatever. I think it was in October. Making my video a little late, it don't matter. It's still a good time to speak on it because it's an important topic. I want to talk about my son's father. So I'm just leaving court. Some of you guys who know me know that this is my third time filing a PFA against him. Just left court again. Because of our background is just, it was bad. Like, it still is bad. It all started when I was pregnant. That's when he first started putting his hands on me. I recall being 8 months pregnant, going through his phone, because he was high out of his mind. He was on pills, he was on alcohol, and like, he was passed out in my car, and I saw a female texting him. So I looked through his phone and I saw that he was messing around with several different females. So I tried to kick him out my car for cheating on me, and that was the first time that he ever hit me. And not only did he hit me in the middle of the street in Philly, like this was in Uptown, he body slammed me on the top of my Mustang. Like, he literally choke slammed me on a fucking car. Like this was WWF. I'm not trying to be funny. That's exactly how the fuck it was. And then it just, from there, like, I was screaming and crying for somebody to call the cops. And the people's response to it when they were coming to the door was, y'all be back together tomorrow. Y'all be, why would you want to get him locked up? Y'all gonna be get better tomorrow. Y'all gonna get back together. Y'all gonna work it out. Y'all be talking again tomorrow. Just chill out. Like, what? How do you see a grown-ass man body slam a 8-month pregnant girl on a fucking car, and that's your response? Like, our culture is so used to it, and I don't think that that's cool. We so conditioned to it. It's like it's normal. It's nothing. From there, it just, I remember him choking me. He tried, I have a makeup chair in my room. And it's metal, you know, one of them swivel chairs that you would sit in the salon if you were getting your hair done. He picked it up and he tossed it and he threw it at me across the room. I remember it hitting my wall, and it broke my lamp, my glass lamp. So it was glass all over the floor. He came over, he started choking me, he was on top of me, and I picked up a piece of glass that was on the floor, cut my hand, and I cut him, and that was the only way I got him from off top of me. Like, why are you choking me once again? I'm 8 months, 8.5 months pregnant. And from there, after I had the baby, he got locked up. No, it had nothing to do with me, the reason that he got locked up. Like, because being a black woman, of course, I want to protect the father of my child, and my boyfriend, even though he's hurting me and possibly hurting my child, I'm still trying to protect him. I don't want him to get locked up. I'm not going to tell the cops, so I let it go. God intervened. He got locked the fuck up. Had nothing to do with me. My son is 1 now, maybe 1.5. He comes out. We're not really talking while he's in jail. Just because of all the shit he did, and on top of that, now I'm raising my child by myself, because you can't stay the fuck out of jail because you keep doing dumb shit, and you can't stay off drugs. Now this motherfucker comes home, finds out that I'm messing with somebody else. He finds me and he snatches my son out of my car. He snatches my son out of my car, throws him in the back seat of a rental, no car seat, with his homies in the car. It was like 2 niggas in the car with him, and just pulls the fuck off. He's texting me, threatening me, bitch, you broke my heart, da da. Cause verbal abuse is real too. Let me tell y'all, I ain't even crack on the fucking verbal abuse that I was going through. Manipulation, verbal abuse, telling you that you ain't shit and you ain't ever gonna be shit and you ain't shit without them. That's a whole nother topic. But that shit is real too. He's threatening me, telling me I have to meet up with him. I have to meet up with him face to face. That's the only way I'm going to get my son back. So, me always having my son, I'm a full-time mom. This shit never stops. I always have my son unless somebody says, oh, I'll watch him. You go out. You go do this. You go do that. Or, you know, whatever. I always got that motherfucker. So, I'm like, okay, whatever. You're his dad. I went to the cops. They told me that it wasn't kidnapped because that's his dad. Even though he don't know his dad like that, it is not kidnapped because nobody has full custody. So I'm like, okay, the cop's not going to do nothing. I got to breathe. He didn't say that he was going to do anything to my son. He wants to hurt me. I text him. I said, you have your son. Use this time to spend time with him. Have fun. We'll settle our differences whenever. He texts me back, if you don't come get your fucking son right now, I'm going to throw him in the middle of the fucking street. This is when the restraining order started. That's when I got my first restraining order against him. And you damn right, I ain't had no choice. I had to go meet up with him because that's what you're not going to do. I don't give a fuck what you do to me. You're not going to touch my son. So, I went up. I went to go meet up with him. Got my son the fuck back. Not happening. I don't give a fuck if you start swinging on me. Listen, I done fought you many times before. That's what you're not going to do. Not my baby. I went and got my first restraining order. People around me was telling me, you know, maybe he made a mistake because, you know, after that you get the sorry. I was mad at you. I was upset with you. I don't give a fuck how upset you are with me. Don't threaten my kid. You could threaten me. So you got the people around me like, oh, maybe he made a mistake. Give him another chance. He's trying. He's dropping off stuff to your family's house for your son. Whatever. He said he's going to go get help. He's going to go to rehab. Cool. It's probably a year later. I get this motherfucker a second chance. It actually wasn't too long ago. I gave him a second chance. This was my grandmother's dinner. We were all out to eat. My whole family. They told me that I should invite him to my grandmother's dinner even though we are not together. We're not really on good terms. I invite him out and he's high as fuck. Like, I have it on video. He's high as fuck at my grandma's dinner. We singing happy birthday. This motherfucker got his head in the food. It was just embarrassing. My fucking aunt she works for the fucking Homeland Security. She's making jokes about Narcan. She's on this side of me and he on this side of me. She's like, oh shit, I should have brought the Narcan with me. Like, it's fucking embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Clearly, everybody knows your baby dad is a fucking drug addict. Cool. Head in the fucking bowl of soup. So that day, he wanted me to spend the night at his house. Like, me simply inviting him to dinner, that gave him a signal that he was back in and we was back together. Just because I invited you to dinner. I ain't talked to you the whole dinner. I ain't touch you. We ain't barely have a one-on-one conversation at all. Oh, you don't want to spend the night at my fucking house. Da-da. Snatches my son out the car again. Goes in his house. Then starts threatening to take my son out of state if I don't give him $40. Mind you, he's high. He's high. He's drunk. He was drinking at dinner. He was drinking before dinner. I don't know what the $40 was for. I still don't know to this day. The motherfucker was threatening to take my son out of state for $40. Cool. Next day, no, a few hours later, wasn't even fucking next day because I never left too far from his house. Because, when I told you that my mind was telling me to do something to this man, I was parked down the street, around the corner from his house, like half the fucking night. So the next day, or a few hours later, I come when it's daylight. I go to his house with my fucking dad and my uncle. And his own mom is plotting against him. Yeah, alright, I just sent him to the store to go get some milk. All right, so come in, get your son now. Get your son now. Hurry up, because I'm scared of what he's going to do when he gets back and finds out that I'm helping you get your son out the house, but I don't want him there for his safety. I'm scared of what he's going to do to your son. And I'm about to pack my bags and I'm about to go away to my friend's house because I don't know what he's going to do when he finds out that I helped you get your son out of my house. She's scared of her own fucking son. Like, I'm just telling my story, and I never tell my side of the story, but I just feel like it's important because it's not talked about enough. So yeah, that was a little story time. It's a lot more that I could tell you guys. If you got questions, I'll answer them, but I don't want to make this video too long. But that's basically the gist of what's been going on between me and my son's father. And if anybody is manipulating you, telling you you're not good enough, you belong with them, nobody is ever going to love you like I'll love you or I love you and you'll never find enough, that's a fucking lie, and it's manipulative, and I hate it. And if somebody's threatening your kid and using your kid as a pawn to get close to you, send that motherfucker to jail immediately. And that's just on period. Send them to jail. Don't try to say that, nigga. Send them to jail. I don't care. I don't care how much you love them. Fuck that.